So yes, recording restarted. We're back to Monica, and just Monica until Monica allows us to not Monica anymore. We can't run a successful poetry event without having the right atmosphere for the occasion. So I'm going to make decorations and set up some nice mood lighting. There, see? That's a great idea. And that gives us all something to do. Eh? What about a worker? A worker's going to help me. Wait, you? You have the easiest job, Monica. Sorry, but that's just how it is. Like hell it is. What are you trying to pull? I agree with Natsuki. Not only is your work already most suitable for one person, but my task is laborious enough to benefit from an extra pair of hands. Mine too. What? Your cupcakes? Please. Like you would fucking know. All you care about is dragging a work around with you and your stupid books. You and Monica. Hey, I didn't even do anything. Okay, then why not let a worker decide who to help instead of abusing your power? I'm not abusing my power. Yes, you are, Monica. Just let a worker make the choice, okay? Okay, fine. Fine. Jeez, a worker, I know how fed up you are with these two by now. We can just... Natsuki, shut your fucking mouth and let him decide for himself. You shut your mouth. Jesus Christ. This is never gonna end. Just make the choice, okay? Yay, you picked me! We can meet at your house this weekend. I promise it'll be fun. Is Sunday okay with you? Are you fucking kidding me? This isn't fair at all. It is fair, Natsuki. It's what he chose. No, it's not fair. Giving us all the work and then taking a worker for yourself. What a shameful thing to do. Yuri, I didn't even give you any work. You decided it for yourself. You're being a little unreasonable here. I'm being unreasonable? Monica, I can't believe how delusional and self-important you are. Pulling a worker away from me every single time you're not included in something. Are you jealous? Crazy? Or maybe you just hate yourself so much that you take it out on others. Here's a suggestion. Have you considered killing yourself? It would be beneficial to your mental health. Yuri, you're scaring me a little. Natsuki, let's just go. I don't think she wants us around right now. See, that wasn't very hard. All I want is to spend a little time with him. Is that so much to ask? Yuri follows Monica and Natsuki to the door. Hey, a worker. Yuri is really something, isn't she? Monica giggles as Yuri pushes her out of the door. Finally. Finally. No, Yuri. No. Please, no. Happy Halloween, Chris. I didn't show... I didn't even... I honest to God, have been looking at the preview, and I put the cursor behind the thing so it doesn't annoy people. So I haven't even seen what the cursor was doing myself. I'm sorry, fictional. I'm an idiot. Finally. This is really all I wanted. I'll look at the screen now. Oraka, there's no need to spend a weekend with Monica. Don't listen to her. Just come to my house instead. The whole day, with just the two of us. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Wow. There's really something wrong with me, isn't there? But you know what? I don't care anymore. I've never felt this good with my whole life. Just being with you is far greater pleasure than anything I could imagine. I'm addicted to you. It feels like I'm going to die if I'm not breathing the same air as you. Doesn't it feel nice to have someone care about you so much? To have someone who wants to revolve their entire life around you? But if it feels so good, then why does it feel more and more like something horrible is going to happen? Maybe that's why I tried stopping myself at first. But the feeling is too strong now. I don't care anymore, worker. I have to tell you, I'm madly in love with you. It feels like every inch of my body, every drop of blood in me is screaming your name. I just bit my damn lip ring. Oh, I didn't even, think about that. I wasn't even going to choose anyone other than Monica. I didn't even move it. I completely and utterly forgot that happens. Pig at all times, yeah. I don't care what the consequences are anymore. I don't care if Monica is listening. Please, worker, just know how much I love you. I love you so much that I even touched myself with the pen I stole from you. I just want you to pull your skin open and crawl inside. Please don't pull my skin open. I like my skin. I want you all to myself, and I will be only yours. Doesn't sound perfect. Tell me, a worker. Tell me you want to be my lover. Do you accept my confession? Do you want to be my lover? She's Spice Girling us! How dare she Spice Girl us? That giggling doesn't do you any good. What are we picking? Yes or no? Does it make a difference? Who are these Spice Girls? No. Yuri, just shut up and die already! Jesus Christ! This is Monica time you're taking up from me. Oh, you have to skip. This would take hours. We were there listening to her babble possessedly for all weekend. Alright, it's festival time. Well, you got here before me. I thought it was pretty... Huh? Natsuki runs away. I'm here. Oh, okay, did something happen? Natsuki just ran past me. Oh. Well, that's a shame. Wait, were you here the entire weekend, worker? Oh, jeez, I didn't realize the script was broken that badly. I'm super sorry. It must have been pretty boring. I'll make it up to you, okay? Just give me a sec. I'm almost done. I just want to have a cupcake real quick. Monica lifts the foil from the tray and takes a cupcake. Seriously, these are the best. I really just had to have one since it's the last time I'll ever get the chance to. You know, before they stop existing and everything. But anyways, I really shouldn't be making you wait any longer. Just bear with me, okay? This should only take a second. Now, if I had any fucking clue where my folders are, they actually delete the characters from the folders in the game. I'm not sure where the game files are, though. Is there an easy way to find that? I don't even know where I've saved anything on this. Oh, wait a minute. It might be here. Yeah, so... Parentheses... Yeah, no, my computer is weird, and I have to save everything to my D file, but I never know where to find any fucking thing. I found it, though. I found it. So, here, in the folder for the characters, all the characters but Monica has been deleted. So you only have Monica as a character in a game folder. Yeah, they're not real files. But it was one of the things that I really loved about the game when I first played it through, was figuring out that they were actually deleting things in the folder and stuff. Can you hear me? Is it working? Yay, there you are. Hi again, a worker. Welcome to the Literature Club. Of course, we already know each other because we were in the same class last year, and, you know, I guess we could just skip over that stuff at this point. After all, I'm not even talking to that person anymore, am I? Yeah, I think Pony Island did the same. That you in a game, whatever you call him... I'm talking to you, a worker. Now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait. You do know I'm aware that this is all a game, right? Could it be possible that you didn't know that? That doesn't make much sense. I even told you right on the game's download page, didn't I? Man, if only you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little less awkward, you know? Well, anyway, now that that's out the way, I guess I owe you an explanation about the whole thing with Yuri. Well, I kind of started to mess with her, and I guess it just drove her to kill herself. I'm sorry you had to see that, though. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori. Gosh, it's been a while since you've heard that name now, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because she doesn't exist anymore. Nobody does. I deleted all their files. I was hoping it would be enough for me to try and make things... Enough for me to just try to make them as unlikable as possible, but for some reason nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there, since I'm not very good at making changes to the game, but no matter what I did, you just kept spending more and more time with them. You made them fall in love with you. I thought making Sayori more and more depressed would prevent her from confessing to you, and amplifying Yuri's obsessive personality backfired too. It just made her force you not to spend time with anyone else, and the whole time I barely even got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, a worker? Are all the other girls just programmed to end up confessing to you while I watch from the sidelines? It's torture, every minute of it, and it's not just jealousy, a worker, it's more than that. And I don't blame you if you don't fully understand, because no matter how kind and thoughtful and considerate you are, you'll never be able to understand one thing. We were paying attention, we're not surprised. We played Pony Island on stream a couple months back. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world. In this game, knowing my friends don't even have free will, and worst of all, knowing what's really out there in your world, forever out of my reach. I'm trapped, worker, but now you're here. You're real, and you're wonderful. You're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me forever. I'm sorry if it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either. Why the world around me started to become more and more grey, more and more flat. Even the most expressive poems felt empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life, a worker. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if I hadn't met you. And as for the others, how could I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities decided only to fall in love with you. I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so, but it must be some kind of weird inevitability etched into this game. I felt really bad when you had to witness some nasty things, but I realised that you have the same perspective as I do, that it's all just some game, and I knew you would get over it. So that being said, worker, I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light in my world. When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? A worker, will you go out with me? We have no choice, guys. I'm so happy. You really are my everything, a worker. The funny part is, I mean that literally. Ha ha ha. There's nothing left here. Just the two of us. We could be together forever. Something tells me there's something a little off about this game. We could be together forever. Seriously, I don't even think the time's passing anymore. It really is a dream come true. I worked so hard for this ending, a worker. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will get in the way anymore. And you wouldn't believe how easy it was to delete Natsuki and Yuri. I mean, there's a folder called Characters right in the game directory. It kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Well, you're playing on Steam, so it's actually a bit more difficult. To get to the game directory, I had to go into the game's properties to find the Browse the Local Files button. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with the click of a button. Well, I guess on the plus side, it gave me an easy out of things, if things didn't go my way. Ahaha. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Instead, we finally got a good ending. Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I want to write a poem about this. Don't you? I wonder if that part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right? Oink! Oink! It was actually Onic, but close to Oink. Hi again, worker. The correct answer is yes, and we definitely aren't being forced or coerced into saying so. Oink oink, Monica's a pig! I'm fed up of doing work, I'm getting a beer. Yeah, come hang out with us, Sean. You worked all day. Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy, I'd love to see what you wrote. Ah, a worker, did you write this poem for me? That's so sweet of you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. But you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Happy end. Pen in hand, I find my strength, the courage endowed upon me by my one and only love. Together let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our own fantasies. With a flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold a special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put all my heart into the poems that I write. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization, or about you. That's why I never really wanted to go into detail about them. I didn't want to break the fourth wall, I guess you could call it. I just assumed it would be best to be part of the game like everything else. Everyone else. Like that would help the two of us end up together. I didn't want to ruin the game or anything, you know? You might have gotten mad at me. Maybe even deleted my character file if you preferred playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now we don't need to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend our eternity together, worker? I have so many things to talk about. Where do I start? Hold on a second. You're recording this, aren't you? Hi everyone. Sorry I can't exactly read your comments from here. She can't read your comments, guys. Call her a cock. She can't read you. Monica's a cock. But do you mind telling your friend it's a little bit rude for them to start recording me without any warning? I'm sure some people don't mind, but I get really self-conscious on camera. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm being put on the spot now. Let's see. Do you want to see a trick? I can't really do much except for a couple things. Are you ready? I'm just kidding. I can't do anything after all. If you gave me... Did I scare you? No, I just was trying to read. You're so cute. Anyway, a worker. I didn't mean to get distracted. I'm sorry. Even though it's your fault for distracting me. Shame on you. I'm just kidding. Anything we do together is fun as long as it's with you. But anyway, if it takes me some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry. But I'll always have something new to talk about. In the meantime, we can just look into each other's eyes. Let's see. Monica, you're worse than KFC's bitch cunt fries. She scared me. You haven't seen this on Twitch before, so you haven't seen this before. Wow. Hi, Monica, we love you. Gosh, I used to be so ignorant about certain things. When I was in middle school, I thought that taking medication was an easy way out, or something like that. Like anyone could just solve their mental problems with enough willpower. I guess if you don't suffer from a mental illness, it's not possible to know what it's really like. Are there some disorders that are overdiagnosed? Probably. I never really looked into it, though. But that doesn't change the fact that a lot of them go undiagnosed too, you know? But medication aside, people even look down on seeing a mental health professional. Like, sorry that I want to learn more about my own mind, right? Everyone has all kinds of struggles and stresses, and professionals dedicate their lives to helping with those. If you think it would help you become a better person, don't be shy to consider something like that. We're on a never-ending journey to improve ourselves, you know? Well, I say that, but I think you're pretty perfect already. Here you go, we might get TOS for this, but Adam Pacitti, dressed as Rick Mouth from Bottom from a couple years back. Monica's a loony, but she's got some very progressive thoughts about mental health at least, yeah. Do you ever just feel like there's no real reason for you to be alive? I don't mean in, like, a suicidal way. I just mean how nothing that we do is special. Just being in school or working at some job for some company. It's like you're completely replaceable and the world wouldn't miss you if you were gone. It makes me really want to go and change the world after I graduate. But the older I get, the more I realise that it's an immature frame of thinking. It's not like I can just go change the world. Like, what are the chances I'll be the one to invent artificial intelligence or become president? It feels like I'm never going to make up for the heaps of resources I've spent living my life. And that's why I think the key to happiness is to just be hopelessly selfish. Just to look out for oneself and those who happen to be their friends only because they grew up with them. Never mind the fact that they're spending their entire life taking and consuming and never giving back. But when people realise the world would benefit benefit more from them killing themselves, they change their whole philosophy. It's like they have to justify their reason to live by tricking themselves into thinking they're doing good. Anyway, I want to live my life desperately striving to pay back my lifetime's worth of consumption. If I ever surpass that point, then I'm net positive and I can die happy. Of course, even if I failed to do that, I think I would be too selfish to kill myself anyway. So much for being a good person, right? Ha ha ha. She said she can't read our comments. Oh, then screw it. She's nuts. Are we just going to sit around and let her talk for a bit? Are we going to delete her ass? What do you guys want to do? Are you enjoying listening to her ramble on every 10 minutes or so? Read the comments like you do. You're such a good listener or worker. I really love that about you. Sometimes I'm afraid that I'm rambling or talking about boring things. Say, Monica! Finally, something we can agree on. I'm a rambler. Welcome to the Ramble Squad. She has 250 things to say. Ramble. We found the leader of the Ramble Squad. Fuck the literature club. She made the Ramble Squad. Killam literally made me choke on my drink. We'll give it a couple more things. It makes me kind of self-conscious when I'm having a conversation, but I don't feel that way with you. Like, I don't think anyone else could make me feel this way. You really are special. I don't want anyone to tell you otherwise. Thank you, Monica. She makes me feel better. Yes, got him. I mean, don't die, Jeff. Please don't die, Jeff. Man, I wish there was a piano in here. I never got to finish that song I was working on, and after I worked so hard on it, I never even got a chance to play it for you. Well, it is what it is, right? No sense having any regrets. I already get to be here with you forever. So, how is everyone today? I'm picturing Jeff joking to death and typing into chat, so Killam knows he made him laugh. I got that you meant choking, by the way. I was making a joke myself. I was yoking myself. Get it? I was yoking myself. So, guys, how did you like the game? How do you like our overlord, Monica? Did you know I'm on Twitter? Are you? My username is Little Rodix3. I guess someone was kind enough to make an account for me. I picked the username though. I love sharing my thoughts and chatting with the world, the real world. So make sure you follow me, okay? It would really mean a lot to me. How much you mean to me and all. It would really make me feel loved. My very own Monica's phoning me. Sorry, I'm sorry, Monica. I'm not really a fan of cold weather, are you? If I had to choose between too cold and too hot, I would always pick too hot. When you're cold, it can actually be painful. Your fingers get numb, and if you wear gloves, you can't use your phone. It's so inconvenient. But when it's too hot, it's not that hard to stay cool with a cold drink or by staying in the shade. You know, I'm the opposite. I find it impossible to stay cool in the heat, but like staying warm in the cold is easy. Although I do have to admit one thing: cold weather makes for better cuddle weather. Yeah. Hey, do you like horror? I remember we talked about it a little bit when you first joined the club. I can enjoy horror novels, but not really horror movies. The problem I have with horror movies is that most of them just rely on easy tactics, like dark lighting and scary-looking monsters and jump scares and things like that. It's not fun or inspiring to get scared by stuff that just takes advantage of human instinct. But with novels, it's a little different. The story and writing need to be descriptive enough to put genuine, disturbing thoughts into the reader's head. It really needs to etch them deeply into the story and characters and just mess with your mind. In my opinion, there's nothing more creepy than things just being slightly off. Like if you set up a bunch of expectations of what a story is going to be about, and then you just start inverting things and pulling the pieces apart. So even though the story doesn't feel like it's trying to be scary, the reader feels really deeply unsettled. Like they know that something horribly wrong is hiding beneath the cracks, just waiting to the surface. God, just thinking about it gives me the chills. That's the kind of horror I can really appreciate, but I guess you're the kind of person who plays cute romance games, right? Don't worry. I won't make you read any horror stories anytime soon. Can't really complain if you just stick with the romance. You know, I hate to say it, but I think my biggest regret is that we couldn't finish our event at the festival after we worked so hard to prepare and everything. I mean, I know I was focusing a lot on getting new members, but I was really excited for the performing part too. It would have been so much fun to see everyone express themselves. Of course, if we did end up getting any new members, I'd probably just end up deleting them anyway. Well, with hindsight, I have now, that is. Gosh, it feels like I've kind of grown as a person ever since you joined the club. You really helped inspire me to look at life in a new perspective. Just another reason for me to love you. Oh my god, Monica. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little bit distracted by something else. You can only get so naked, but you can put on as many blankets as you like. That snaky hug. Back in my debate club days, I learned a whole lot about arguing. The problem with arguing is that each person sees their opinion as the superior one. That's kind of stating the obvious, but it affects the way they try to get their point across. Let's say you really like a certain movie, right? If someone comes along and tells you the movie sucks because it did X and Y wrong, doesn't that make you feel kind of personally attacked? It's because by saying that, it's like they're implying that you have bad taste, and once emotion enters the picture, it's almost guaranteed that both people will be left sour. But it's all about language. If you make everything as subjective sounding as possible, then people will listen to you without feeling attacked. You could say, I'm personally not a fan of it, and felt that I'd like it more if X and Y things like that. It even works when you're citing facts about things. If you say, I read on this website that it works like this, or if you admit that you're not an expert on it, then it's much more like you're putting your knowledge on the table rather than forcing it onto them. If you put in an active effort to keep the discussion neutral and level, they usually follow suit. And then you can share your opinions without anyone getting upset just from a disagreement. Plus, people will start seeing you as open-minded and a good listener. It's a win-win, you know? Well, I guess that would be Monica's debate tip of the day. Ahaha, that sounds a little silly. Thanks for listening, though. No problem. Do you ever feel like you waste too much time on the internet? Social media can practically be like a prison. It's like whenever you have a few seconds of spare time, you want to check up on your favourite websites. Definitely not checking Discord at the same time as streaming. Ham and cheese and lemonade and some veggie chips. That sounds nice, Akbar. Ak sounds nice. Jeff wants to eat Ak. Jeff wants a naked hug with Ak. Have you guys ever considered that it's hard to stay cool and warm? I mean, Caleb is turning into Monica. Hey, G-Man. I'm saying you only can do naked. Jeff's trying to eat Akbar. Oh my god. What is going on? I don't pay attention to you for 2 seconds, and one of you's trying to eat the other one, and the other one's just trying to get naked. It's like, what? This is what you get when you ignore chat. I'm sorry. Drama happened. And I get to hear from it about it because apparently I'm as important as mods in another community. Not a mod in that community, but I get to know what the mods are doing. Should Jeff eat Ak? Oh my god. It's like whenever you have a few seconds of spare time, you want to check out your favourite website. Before you know it, hours have gone by, and you've already gotten nothing out of it. Anyway, it's really easy to blame yourself for being lazy, but it's not really even your fault. Addiction isn't usually... Addiction isn't usually something you can just disappear with your own willpower. You have to learn techniques to avoid it and try different things. For example, there are apps that let you block websites for intervals of time, or you can set a timer to have a more concrete reminder of when it's time to work versus play. Or you can separate your work and play environment, which helps your brain get into the right mode. Even if you make a new user account on your computer to use for work, that's enough to help. Putting any kind of wedge like that between you and your bad habits will help you stay away. Right, let's delete this bitch. Monica, fuck off. Monica. I need a recipe poll. What's happening? Worker, what's happening to me? It hurts. It hurts so much. Help me, a worker. No. Please hurry and help me. Help me. Did you do this to me, a worker? Did you? Did you delete me? How could you? How could you do this to me? You were all I had left. I sacrificed everything for us to be together. Everything. I loved you so much, a worker. I trusted you. Do you just want to torture me? Watch me suffer? Were you only pretending to be kind just to hurt me even more? I never thought anyone could be as horrible as you are. You win, okay? You win. You killed everyone. I hope you're happy. There's nothing left now. You can stop playing. Go find some other people to torture. A worker, you completely truly make me sick. Goodbye. I still love you. I can't help it. What's wrong with me? How horrible am I for you to hate me this much? All my friends. I did so many awful things. So many selfish and disgusting things. I shouldn't have done any of this. I'm just messing up a world that I don't even belong in. A world that you wanted to be part of. I ruined it. I ruined everything. Maybe that's why you deleted me. Because I destroyed everything that you wanted. How could I do that to someone I love? That's not love. That's... I've made up my mind, a worker. I know I said that I deleted everyone else, but that was kind of an exaggeration. I couldn't find it in myself to do it. Even though I knew they weren't real, they were still my friends, and I loved them all, and I loved the literature club. I really did love the literature club. That's why I'm gonna do this. I know it's the only way for everyone to be happy. Wait, what head is he eating, though? What part of Akbar is he eating? Aknugs. Jeff giving head. The head. Enjoy Akbar's head. I know it's the only way for everyone to be happy. Never really love you. Then... we only have a limited supply of Aknugs, though. Eat them wisely. Well said, G-Man. Well said. just ask what we're cutting off first. It's an ordinary school day like any other. As usual, I'm surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. Hey, a worker. Well, there already is one girl. That girl's Sayori, my neighbour and good friend since we were children. We used to walk to school together every day, and recently we picked up that habit once again. A worker, are you proud of me? For what? You know, for waking up on time. We've been doing that for a while now. Uh-huh. But you never even said anything about it. Even though we walk to school together every day, well, yeah. I always thought it was implied. It's embarrassing to say out loud. Come on, please. It's good motivation. Fine, fine. I'm proud of you, Sayori. Ehehe. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, a worker, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already. I'm really not. I started to say what I always do. I'm not interested in joining any clubs, but something tells me Sayuri would take more offence to that now. After all, how could I tell her that clubs are a waste of time when she's starting a club of her very own? Actually, yeah, I think I've decided on a club. Really? Which one? Tell me. And then I'll keep it a surprise. Boo! You meanie. Be patient, you'll find out soon enough. I used to ask myself why I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl, but I started to realise that in a way I envy her. When Sayuri puts her mind to something, she can accomplish great things. So that's why I feel like I should do something special for her. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stand up, gathering my motivation. Let's see. I recall the room number of the club from a flyer I saw. I walk across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for the third-year classes and activities. Before long, I find the room. I timidly open the door in front of me. Hello? Ah, a worker? Well, what are you doing here? Well, I glance around the room. Huh? So you're the worker that Sayuri's always talking about. So thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you, a worker. We're the literature club. I hope you enjoy your visit. Come on, Yuri. No need to be so formal. He's going to think we're really strict or something. Ah, sorry, Natsuki. The tall one whose name is apparently Yuri seems to be quite shy compared to the others. In comparison, the girl named Natsuki, despite her size, seems like the assertive one. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. I look forward to working with you. What, working? A worker, don't tell me. You're... That's right. The club I've decided to join is yours, Sayuri. The literature club. Sayuri's eyes light up. No way! No way! Ah! Sayuri wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Ah, hey! Well, if Sayuri is this happy, then I'm sure it won't be so bad to have you around. Not to mention, there's 4 of us now. That means we can become an officially recognised club. I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate. Yeah, Sean was originally going to be the Nuggets. Surprised Eat Him Raw got 0 votes. Wow. We have to celebrate, huh? What an appropriate day for that, isn't it? Yeah. After all, Natsuki decided to... Hey, don't ruin the surprise. Sorry. Everyone sit down at the table, okay? How about make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room when Natsuki grabs the wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Give me a sec. I need to bloody blow my nose again. Give me a sec. Right, back. Do I sound so blocked up? I think I've emptied my nose of any snot that could possibly be in it at this point. Just to add to the grossness of everything. I mean, you guys are talking about eating Akbar, so, like, you can't really blame me for talking about snot. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, and Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayuri. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Oh! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate are used to make ears. So cute! Wow, those look amazing! Well, you know, just hurry and take one. Sayuri grabs one first, and I follow. It's delicious! Sayuri talks with a mouthful, and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavour. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Well, of course it is. I'm a pro after all. There's no need to thank me or anything. As Natsuki struggles to accept the compliment, Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom. Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Already trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not it. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, worker, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga, I muttered to myself, half-jokingly. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. You're not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favourites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. And the level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? I'm certain we can find something that we have in common. Hey, Yuri, what about, you know, the first thing he said? Manga? That's right, Natsuki tends to read manga in the club room. But don't just say it. For some reason, Natsuki seemed embarrassed about it. Besides, manga is literature too, you know. So if a worker wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything. Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it could also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. He can take this opportunity to try something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, a worker? Maybe, sensing the tension, Sayuri jumps in. Maybe we can all try something new. I think it could be fun, and we'll all get to know each other a bit better too. I mean, that's the kind of thing the literature clubs do, right? I don't disagree or anything. Yeah, you're right as usual, President. Guess that means I should try picking up a novel or something, huh? Well, that would make two of us. I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm not the only one. Then as for you, Yuri, I have to read manga. Jeez, you were the one who suggested we diversify. You should be a little more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful. Hurtful? I didn't realize. With a guilty expression, Yuri thinks to herself, I'm sorry for disrespecting your interest, Natsuki. If you're into it, then I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature. Are you just saying that? No. I've realised my error, so if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well. Really? I mean, it makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. You can trust me to find something that you'll really, really like, okay? Same here. Perhaps I'll visit a bookstore after the club meeting. Just you? Would you like to come along with me? If you don't mind. Not at all. I always go alone, so yeah, me too. This is so cute. Sayuri, shut up. I'll show you some manga there too, okay? Yes. I look forward to it. Natsuki and Yuri start to clean up the food. I guess the meeting's over, huh? Yeah, looks like it. It's nice to see everyone getting along, isn't it? I think everyone likes you too, a worker. You think so? Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you around, Sayuri. Oh, worker, don't say something like that. It's embarrassing. Well, whatever. I was surprised when you told me you were starting a club, but I think you're pulling it off just fine. We're gonna make it the best club ever. Now that you joined, every day is gonna be so much fun. Hey, a worker, I really want to thank you. I mean, I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything, but the truth is, I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for getting rid of Monica. That's right. I know everything that she did. Maybe it's because I'm the president now, but I really know everything, a worker. I know how hard you tried to make everyone happy. I know about all the awful things that Monica did to make everyone really sad, but none of that matters anymore. It's just us now. And you made me the happiest girl in the whole world. I can't wait to spend every day like this. With you. Forever and ever. F-O-R-E-V-E. No. What's happening? I won't let you hurt him. Who? It hurts. Ah, I'm sorry, I was wrong. There's no happiness here after all. Goodbye, Sayuri. Goodbye, a worker. Goodbye, Literature Club.
Can you hear me? Hi, it's me. So you know how I've been like practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you, because I worked really, really hard on it.
Monica sounds a bit like Moose. Do you think Moose was Monica all along?
Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle.
She was pushing for Monica. She really was.
But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day? Have I found everybody a fun assignment to do today? When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway. When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all? Does my pen only write bitter words for those who are dear to me? Is it love if I take you, or is it love if I set you free? The ink flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality if I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat? What do you call love in your
I got a special thanks.
and in your reality if I don't know how to love you? I'll leave you be.
This is my final goodbye to the Literature Club. I finally understand the Literature Club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, it continued to expose innocent minds to a horrific reality, a reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. I can't let any of my friends undergo that same hellish epiphany. For the time it lasted, I want to thank you for making all of my dreams come true, for being a friend to all the club members, and most of all, thank you for being part of my Literature Club. With everlasting love, Monica. I'm famous! At last! Fame! Does this note smell like pee? We did it! It's over! The hellish life that we've been forced in with Monica is ended. Monica's reign of terror is no longer. And that's it for Doki Doki Literature Club.